Me Too, Time's Up. These are among the movements that women have recently lent their voices to. And in this region, the Speaker Sisterhood series encourages women to find their voice by sharing their stories, funny, sad, poignant, with small groups of ladies. And the concept recently became a series on WHMP radio. I sat down with 4 women involved in this effort, including founder Angela Lussier, to find out more.
Well, the Speaker Sisterhood originally was started because I had some friends who are entrepreneurs, who are women who wanted to go out and speak at conferences, and they wanted to learn how to speak. And I thought, oh, we'll put together a club where we can practice giving speeches. And what ended up happening was women from all different backgrounds and interests came to the club, not just because they wanted to become a professional speaker, but because they wanted to learn how to raise their hand in a meeting. They wanted to feel more confident talking to their boss. They wanted to ask for more money as a freelancer, and they wanted to just feel more confident in their voice all around. So we quickly found out that public speaking clubs for women is not just for professional speakers, but has more universal appeal for any woman who's looking to find her voice.
And so, Denise, for you heard about this project that Angela had, but you took it one step further and made it into a series of radio vignettes for WHMP. Was there a story that stood out to you that you thought, aha, yes, this must be radio?
One of the things that I do as the news director for WHMP is I look for interesting stories, and the Speaker Sisterhood was a very natural fit for me. I became a leader of one of the speaking clubs for women in Northampton, and as I listened to some of these women speak, and then I heard the Oprah Winfrey speech at the Golden Globes in which she said that speaking your truth is the most powerful tool that we all have. That was like an aha moment, and it really struck me that these women in these clubs are speaking their truth all the time. And in one of the clubs, a woman spoke about how she was the mother of 2 boys, or so she thought. And one of her boys transitioned to becoming a female, and it was such a powerful, courageous speech for her to give in public. And that's one of the things that the Speaker Sisterhood does, is that women talk about things that are important to them with vulnerability and in service to others, so that everyone else who's listening in the audience can learn from them.
So Becky and Jill, let me bring you both into the conversation as well. You participate in the clubs, but you've also been a part. Each of your portion of your stories has been recorded for radio. Jill, let me start with you. You shared some very personal examples from your own life. Did you immediately know that you wanted to share some of those difficult moments, or did you think, maybe I'm not so sure about this? What was your process?
All of the above. The speech was on truth, and I wrote a 7-minute speech on truth that I delivered in the Speaker Sisterhood meeting, and then I edited it down to 90 seconds for radio. So I took the most poignant, important, vulnerable parts of it for radio.
Yeah, and you really spoke about your process over 30 years of self-discovery and healing. When you heard the finished product on the radio, or the radio vignette, what did you think?
Oh my, I thought, oh, who was that? That was my first thought. And then I had to wait a while to listen to it again. And a few days later I listened to it and I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's my life. That's where I am. It's okay.
And you felt confident sharing it.
I did.
Yeah.
Hopefully in service of helping other women.
And I think that what touched me about so many of the stories is the variety. You have very deep emotional stories, like you said with the mom or Jill's story, but then you also have funny stories, like Becky, your story about bubblegum. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience when you were about 4, right?
Yeah, so I swiped a pack of gum from the store, and I thought I could get away with it, and I didn't. My mom caught me. I had stuck it under my little pink turtleneck, and we walked outside. She says, "What's that under your turtleneck?" And she pulled me out of the cart, brought me inside, and that was my first experience with truth, so that's kind of why I thought of it.
And you're a mom now, right, of your own kids?
I am, yeah.
And so have you had to have a truth heart-to-heart with your kids?
Not yet, but I feel very prepared if that should happen. I know exactly what to do, because my mom could have just put me in the car and drove me home, and I never learned the lesson that I did, but she made a point to point out the truth behind that. You're not going to get away with stealing from the store. You have to go back in and tell the truth. And it's stuck with me my whole life.
So this series gathers women together, y'all sharing stories. Some are being put on the radio, as we've said. Angela, why did you decide to limit this just to women?
Well, we found that women are really craving this type of connection, and when you put women together in a room to talk about what's true for them in their lives, it creates empowerment and support in a way that they may not get it in other places. Like, it's not like a networking event or going to a workshop. It's an opportunity for them to show up as themselves without the title of boss or mother or wife, but just as themselves. And through sharing their experiences, they realize, wow, I'm not different. I'm not that weird. We're all the same, and we can go through this together and empower each other as we start to become stronger and more powerful speakers.
What can women expect if they want to join a club? I imagine they're still open, right, for people to join. They walk in, do they immediately need to share a story? Can they listen? How does it work?
Well, as a club leader, we want to make everyone feel welcome, and but yes, we will ask everyone to share some story. The members of the club prepare speeches that they deliver, and if someone comes to as a guest to one of our club meetings, they'll be asked to share an impromptu speech, and it just gives them that experience of getting up and speaking in front of the group.
So what if people are just terrified of public speaking? What do you do with them then?
Well, they don't have to speak at their first meeting, but the point is to try and get up there and build the skill. So we try to create the most supportive and welcoming environment possible, so it is easier than doing it in a boardroom or in front of your team at work. So we make it really easy. We have games and we do warm-ups and we make it really fun. And I think once they see everyone laughing, it makes it a little bit easier.
Did each of you, were you reluctant at first when you thought of the idea of sharing a personal story? Have you gotten better at it? You know, what's the process been like?
I think I went into it really looking to get better at public speaking. So I think my first meeting I got right up and shared right away because I knew that this was something I wanted to get better at. But I think that you do have women come in and they're a little bit hesitant, but like you said, I think that just the warm environment, that it just makes them want to get up and take that step forward.
What about for people who might be sitting here listening to a group of 5 women talk about empowerment and these wonderful issues, and they think like, you know what, go sing I'm Woman, Hear Me Roar somewhere else, I'm over it. You know, what would you say to them?
Join us anyway, because it's so fun. I mean, I don't really even think of it like we're creating this band of rebels. It's more like we're coming together to discover ourselves, to connect with each other, and to build the things that matter. You know, it's sort of a revolution in a way, but it's more like a community, and we want to invite everyone who's interested to join us.
Great. Well, thanks for coming in today. It was a lot of fun to hear your stories.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.